Last time we got the crystal blocks aligned and are stumbling around trying to get the symbols properly scanned in. Waiting on transfer to the Platinum System 2. I thought I had to go to Platinum System 2, and I gotta find a way to transfer it over. So, how do I transfer it? No, not that. Wrong button. Old factory guard tower. Oh. That's system 2. Okay, good to know it's in here. And, yeah, we did that. We did that. I'm looking. Well, let's think. What is the one place we haven't done yet? Like, finished up yet? Well, there were the upper areas of the Norbia Point. I guess that's it. I can think about it. So off we go. Oh boy, here we go, lagging again. Game. There we go. Let's give it a couple minutes. Damn antivirus. Alright, let's try again. Might as well do this thing while we're at it. Because we do in fact have like something that goes in here. So put this in here. Oh, let me put this in here. Please. Please. Come on. Should there be a screen for this somewhere? We'll get back to that. Going in. Alright then. Warp thing is over here. Steve Belska. Button. And away we go to the point. Alrighty then. Going upstairs. Right through the door. Alrighty then. Was it this side or the other side? Or up the elevator? Let's see. Technically there's an elevator right here, but yeah. Haha, first try. Give or take. Camera in use. Crystal Rock Met camera. Arrival sector. Detected. Camera active. Generation successful. Transfer plan. Alrighty then. Now this one, same thing. And now for the central one. Yep. There we go. Then to make them out of crystals. Like these 4 crystals and these 4 things. I don't know. Roundabout sort of way. Well. That's that. Probably investigate the other one. You know, just in case. Right over here. Oh boy, here we go. Oh yeah, we did this already, didn't we? Yeah, this was for the Neyyah. Oh, wait. This could be important. Wait. Wait. I see. We'll get that out of the way, I suppose. Mines it is then. Boop. Was there another warp thing at Carbia Point? Let me check. I know the one by the Pelska portal entrance. This one for this island. Nope, just the one. Yeah, what can you do? I got that door. This door. Check. Over here. P for Pelska. Mines. need to know the symbols and the colors associated. Well, I do know that, but like which order they're listed in the console, presumably. Boop. I mean, boop. Again, hopefully for the last time. Cameras. Green up, red circle, yellow right, blue left. Got it. Now, circle. Now I gotta go back again. Here, teleport via here, D for Pelska. Green up, red circle, yellow right, blue left. Green up, red circle, yellow right, blue left. Green up, red circle, yellow right, blue left. That's probably not so I got it. Thank you. Up, red circle, yellow, right, left. Might have got my thing confused. What? What? I swear. This red? I don't think that was red. Oh well, first need that next green. Excuse me a moment. After a bit of a thonk, I realized I got my codes mixed up. Let's see it. T for traveler notes back here. Where is it? Fuck yeah, the sensor. Ah. No, not that. Nope. Nope. Ah, the Viola gas thing. Red, blue, green, yellow. Oh, that can't be it. You know, we'll get to this when we get to this. suppose we just go back to the damn thingies. So once again, we make a mockery of ourselves, but marking up the wrong tree. But I'm okay with that because I'm a funny man. I apologize for the delay. Let me just get the hell out of here. We should have those lesson codes now, so that's good. Propel scout, button, and away we go. Correction. Away we go. Now. No, wait. Brain fart. Okay, take two. Go over here. Just go around to the red one. Go. Punch it once more. Alrighty then. Back here again. Through here, up here. Here. Back through this thing. It tickles a bit. Alright, you cheeky git, we got what we need now. Yep, that's one. That's two. So now, this blasted thing should be working. Active, active, symbol received. Hallelujah. That should move the big Neyyah to plant down into area 2. And oh boy, another journal. Well, let's see what's going on with it. Important. Must do this before Orion's processing initiation. Anne's journal safe and secure. Couldn't keep it here or any hideaway station on Neyyah. Felt like it needed its own secluded special spot. Velatron Temple seemed the most fitting for such a soldier. Took some of the weapons I found around Neyyah and splayed them out around the book too. He'll rest peacefully there. His last word before the battle was fought to protect the Velatron machine against the invading forces of Charus Califrical and his Elophalite army. What really interests me is Hane's use of what Ologarians term as the English language, deriving from our ancestors who went through this on Ragnarian back when it was called Earth. I beg your pardon. Over a year tell this language termed as Whisper Tongue in the days of Tulimbari before it became native well-spoken language amongst the further developed culture of Rizalta. Galahanti was a very well-versed dialect before it later became more coded, less used language amongst Rizaltan warriors. Broadcasted via the Galanti podiums felt that certain watch points, such as the harbor of Flutsu Island. There is such an interesting link between Rizalta and Olajay. Technically, the more ancient world of Tulimbari, which later became Rizalta, while Earth later became Ragnarian. How are these two distant worlds connected? Hane's journal made to consider so many possibilities. I wonder how much Smollax knows, how much he is in fact hiding to himself, hiding alongside Kervelta Voltka. 4231. Victory, as Smollax calls it. Victor our people for vanquishing the betrayers. I can't help but pity the man. I also crazed and upset to find the Ragnarian again, finding Kervelta Voltka, a creature left in the shadows. If we are to find light, we must right the wrongs, cut out the lies, and expose truth for what it is. Smollax trapped the survivors of Rizalta into Volivian. Now I will trap him. 4231. Definitely victory. Victory for the Rizaltans, for the Palskas, for us. The combination required to activate the bunker teleportation system is a translation of 4231 in flora symbols and constellation number symbols. Once these two translations are successful on the console, only then will the plasma suction initiate and bring Smollax into the bunker as he arrives on Neyyah. Must get this right upon opening the console, otherwise Smollax will arrive at the Jalud arrival station close by, and he will be armed. Once he's imprisoned inside the bunker, I must make sure he doesn't break out. I'll guard the bunker door, check inside if necessary. Must give Aryan enough time to initiate the teleportation process. Healthy full Neyyah spore needs to be offered in order to complete the passing successfully. Anything else in Ariane will not be able to proceed with the teleportation. I'm so thankful that she has successfully connected to Quan, land far away from Neyyah, deeper into the heart of Sultan lands. Everything is set up ready for Smollax's arrival. He will no longer be able to get back to Olajay. No, it seems he'll be sent into the Rizaltan capital, surrounded by a whole bunch of guards, so that'll be fun. After following Erntur's instructions on setting up the various components required to create a successful teleportation system at the bunker, I did consider the possible problems that could occur upon initiating the process of bringing Smollax down to the bunker. What if someone else came to Neyyah instead of Smollax? I understand the Rinaldo Temple will be notified the alarm out to a signal from Neyyah. Time's passed of when the Smollax come by himself and landed at the Jalud station opposite the bunker. I'm sure, considering this moment in time where Smollax is so alert to things taking place on Feamor, especially if the activity picked up from the very heart of Rizalta, he won't hesitate to come down himself, especially if there's a possibility Quivalivian might notice be within his grasp. Quan awaits. Everything there is set up ready for Smollax's arrival. Let's hope Arian's right. This is the one place on Feamor the Palskas were able to retreat to. After the war, Smollax besieged upon Rizalta. I'm told by Arian that herself and the other Palskas will take care of Smollax. My only regret is sending Ivan and Theo out there alongside their daughters Erysia and Novalia. I'm hoping Smollax's entrapment on Quan may spark some activity into their whereabouts and safety. I've noticed Mason snooping around the bunker recently. I believe he's aware of my communication with Arian. However, he'll find it difficult getting inside. The bunker is now sealed off, with the only entry being the plasma suction initiated through bringing Smollax's Jalud down to the bunker once he arrives on Neyyah. My first communications with Arian here on Neyyah were met uneasy. I'm aware now she's in hiding, alongside the other Palskas of Rizalta, at the heart of Feamor, an ancient place called Quan, where the Rizaltan Lord and High Ruler Koranovic once resided. Through using the Ashka spores for altering constellation numbers and flora symbols, I was able to generate a gateway forward and be able to pass through into Neyyah using the Pelska Shrine. The old machines there were once manned by many men, enabling her to physically materialize into Neyyah. However, when the Equilibrium was sealed, so their power was drained, and they are essentially cut off from being able to enter the Philidians and unable to protect them. I've also learned a lot from Arian, as well as delving into my own research. There's plenty more information I could discover from the halls of Rinalda Temple, but the High Priest have powerful systems in place to keep guard of vital information related to their work on the Leflomian Temple and bringing Alaj back to Burgunarian. I think it's important that I count this journal, as much as I know so far in regards to the history of Alaj and how the betrayal really came to be. Oh boy, we're getting some tea spilled. From what I'm aware, over the couple so centuries that have passed since our arrival here on Feamor, the original dwellers of Fazalta welcomed our broken world with open arms. Torn from Bragnarian, our surviving part of the planet somehow passed through a space vortex known as Brancarna, an experimental force of magic generated by the Banox that became catastrophic and untamed, ripping a hole through time and space. We left behind our devastated planet. Were transported into the world of Feamor, protected in a plasma bubble formed by the Brancarna, unable to touch the land or oceans beneath. Very soon, the people of Fazalta came to Alaj, offering peace and knowledge of their world, healing the wounded, and sharing their own technologies in order for us to start again. Through the use of mysterious magical pearls grown on Feamor known as Paida, Alaj was able to maintain its crumbling landform from falling into oblivion, as Attila Brancana's magic started to waver. At the heart of the Rinalda Temple, there sits a Paida so powerful that its energy source keeps the land afloat while generating a powerful gravitational pull on the land. This Paida is known as Neuralia, and is a symbol of life, strength, and power to Alaj. Neuralia was a gift from the peaceful, good-natured people of Fazalta, a Paida forged by their lord and master Quananovic, who was not only ruler of all Fazalta, but also a very close ally to the Pelskas. He was a mysterious being who defied age and had powers not even the Pelskas could truly fathom. Alongside Quananovic, the Pelskas generated the original pearl form of Faida, deep within the oceans of Feamor. And each Pelska controlled the growth of these pearls from 6 different islands, which Fazaltians named Philidians. They became the guardians of the Philidians. Okay. Over the years, magnificent mechanisms, cranes, rail carts, etc., have been designed by the people of Fazalta to take the Paidas to their cities on Fazalta and generate power to keep their people protected and thriving, living with respect and love for the Pelska. Upon discovering Alaj, Quananovic wanted to share the power of the Paida. Electricity, food sources, anything to enable them to conduct the research they needed, sustaining what remained of their home of Bragnarian. The Opolis was created, a portal which connected the Taida factory to the Blue Philidian, which later became Neyyah, to the heart of the Rinalda Temple on Alaj. Many years continued to pass, all the while the alliance between Fazalta and Alaj strengthened. Upon Alaj, the Paidas were manipulated in various ways to generate all sorts of magical properties, while some Paidas were taken into Rinalda Temple to help further developments on the Leflomian portal. A gateway being developed by the High Priest of the Temple, magicians in their own right, working alongside a very clever engineer by the name of Smollax who met. However, the Fazaltians' trust in Alajarian world would only seal their doom. Oh boy. Smollax had been mastering the plans for the Leflomian portal and began to experience what he called the machine breath, visions and communications from a surviving Banox leader of Bragnarian called Karel de Volca. For centuries, his ancestors had coincided with Fazalta to form an alliance which kept their world alive, but he believed they could have more. The design of the Leflomian portal wasn't enough, needed more power. He believed the people of Fazalta knew of power sources which would speed up the activation of the Leflomian portal, enough to send Alaj back to Bragnarian. A betrayal took place. Alajarians were made to believe the Fazaltians saw Alaj as a threat to their planet, and the Quananovic wanted the technology the Alajarians had been developing. He wanted the Leflomian portal for himself. The people of Fazalta apparently feared that the harvesting of the powerful Paida, which had kept their land alive for so long, was beginning to fail them. They needed a new world to live in, and the people of Fazalta would do anything to save their people, even if it meant turning their backs on the Alajarians. To defend his people, Smollax took it upon himself to create a portal system which he called Equilibrium, connected to a desolate lost realm known as Equilibria that his father Nutashu had been introduced to by Quanovic. After experimenting with frequencies that could link the Leflomian portal to other worlds in search for their own. It was a barren world, wrong word for barren, a wasteland, and now the gateway to this world lay at Smollax's fingertips. As the Fajolchans marched upon Alaj far below in Fazalta, Smollax stepped up and put himself between Alaj and the marching army of Fazolchans. He activated Equilibrium and raised it above his head, holding it as best he could, fighting against the formidable force emitted from its heart, opening a doorway into Equilibria and sucking out all the Fazolchans, including the 4 rulers of Fazalta, into the Equilibrium. Of course, this was all a lie, told over the years, keeping Smollax in power. As Lord of Alaj, Master of the Leflomian Portal, the guide who will return Alaj back to their home of Bragnarian. Over the last while, I've delved into enough of Smollax's plans and discarded so much from Arian, strengthening my connection to the Palska line to know what really happened. Smollax ordered the High Priest to entrap the 4 rulers of Celta, Balakane, Unarta, Demitier, and Tessil, into the Equilibrium. They were led into the Ronalda Temple under the false assumption that they were simply inspecting work on the Leflomian portal. What they thought was the portal turned out to be the Equilibrium, and they were deceived. Once the 4 rulers were trapped, Pelska's energy was weakened, and they were left vulnerable to the elements of Feamor. They retreated, unable to defend Fazalta, power drained from them. They fled into a secret safe zone set up on Quan. They had to protect themselves. Smollax took charge of Alaj. He rushed over Fazalta, killing many in his path while capturing a fair few along the way. We later rounded up in big groups and forced them into Equilibrium. Quanovic fought against Smollax, resisted Equilibrium, and disappeared into the depths of the ocean, never to be seen again. Kron was a title later given to Smollax by Alaj. It meant great vision. Smollax was praised for being a hero, when in fact he had turned his back on the very people who had kept him alive all this time on Feamor. The Equilibrium had been used, Pelskos had fled, and Fazalta had fallen to the hands of Smollax and Alaj. As the years passed, Smollax continued to reign. He kept the Equilibrium at the Ronalda Temple. Pages began to lose their energy source, and the Neuralia to keep Alaj together was weakening. Maybe you should have kept some Fazolchans around so they can tell you how to work the Velotron to recharge the damn thing, you know? Just a thought. Well, if the High Priest believed what they had done in the past had cursed them and attempted to flee Alaj. His name was Lamalta, and he was going to reopen the Equilibrium, set free the priest of Fazolcha, and pray for forgiveness. However, his attempt to open the device, a portal manifested outside the temple, high above Alaj, and a bright light vaporized Lamarta, pulled the Equilibrium into its great glowing heart. Well, that was a misfire. Equilibrium was lost that day, and Smollax had never been able to find it. Countless search parties were sent out to try to locate Quan, the ancient homeland of Fazolchans, where the Quanovic once lived. However, it seemed to have mysteriously vanished. The land was no more, as if it had never existed. Recently, signals ripped from the quiet waters of Feamor, quakes deep underwater, and a strange string of unidentified words sounded in the Ronalda Temple. Frequencies, voices, alien. Quan had awoken. A ship called the Inceptus Biancana was sent to Feamor in search of the signal's location. 2 scientists were sent down, Ivan and Theo, part of the group of workers manufacturing and manipulating the power sources of various Aspeidas. 2 great men who worked for me. Their daughters, Novalia and Neuricia, went with them to aid them in their expedition to learn about Fazalta. 2 years have passed, and we've lost all communication with them. They too have disappeared. But now these signals, could it be them? Have they found Quan? Well, Smollax is still the master of Alaj. He has dismissed their disappearance and has drained the last Neuralia's power sources at the heart of Ronalda Temple to speed up the process of activating the Leflomian portal. Now, I await the old one. I'm 27, calm down. A being who will be pulled from our past world of Earth. Okay, I get why it's old one. Before the plague devastated the planet, the humans were transformed into our old masters, the Banox dragons. What? After suffering the side effects of a vaccine which didn't cure them. Instead, deformed them and ruined their world. Okay? That's some Resident Evil shit, but okay. Myself, Smollax, we are the result of their engineering. The Banox want to replicate their old human selves, create us, slaves of the Banox, servants of Ragnarian. The old one's a true human, one with the ability to enter the Quan and find Oblivion. In doing so, freedom of Zul'jin's once for all. While work continues in my fight to bring Smollax to justice, I also have to make sure work continues on Neyyah to help us bring a better world to Olajay, even once the Zul'jins have returned to reclaim their world, the Philidians. The Philidsu plants are so precious, their roots could be the link between Olajay and Fizalja, a new way to establish a connection between both our worlds to establish peace and community. I do fear that some of the Philidsu plants aren't receiving the right nutrients needed with the current setups at the Philidsu Dome. I'll look into acquiring some solution pumps from Olajay, which are used in the gardens at Ronalda Temple. Once a week, mechanisms could be set up to spray the Philidsu plants. I've tried to make more regular trips to the Dome, but very recently, Smollax has been calling me back to Olajay to deal with training assistants and their learning programs, changing this and changing that. So it makes no sense, and I feel it's only a distraction. I feel it's trying to steer me away from Neyyah. It was only the other day I noticed 2 of my young students have not returned ever since Smollax started spot checks and bringing students to his office. What is Smollax up to? If my main avenues of leaving Neyyah were blocked off, then I would need an emergency escape plan. An orange Kula page is required for me or the gas system I have set up at Ludwig Tower. To keep it protected, I've used a unique red paste coating which needs to be taken off before I can use it. This can be done easily with some good old Fizaljan cleansing. The Eldritch clan will be my side in this task. I know it. The old one shall arrive soon. Let's get everything ready at the Sky Chamber as already requested. And for the end result that this has to work. It has to. Well, seems things are in motion. So I'll get the trap set up and sprung next time.